There are a few essential things our bodies need to boost our immune system and stay healthy, especially in the colder season. Me and my family use Z-Stack, Z-Detox, and Z-Flu developed by the great Dr. Zelenko, who has a place in history for his tremendous life's work. With every purchase of Z-Stack or any other of Dr. Zelenko's products, you also support the Zelenko Freedom Foundation in their tireless work to bring back medical truth and freedom to everyone. To save on your Z-Stack order today, use coupon code INSPIRED. Please find the link to order down below. Hey, Inspired Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers, John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for liking, for sharing, for commenting, and thank you for subscribing and hitting the notifications button. All right, my fellow freedom lovers, let's tune in. Today, I would like to invite everyone in and specifically mention whom I mean by that. When I say everyone, it doesn't matter whether you are a liberal or a conservative, whether you're out of the political game, what your religious background is, what your ethnic background is, who you love, how you live. I would like to invite everyone in to just listen to a few thoughts that are born from observation, experience, common sense, and logic. We live in extremely polarized times. And what I mean by that is that every day the world's population is being subdivided into smaller and smaller groups that are then being pushed against each other to keep a fight going, to keep a narrative going. And whom does it serve? Only those who seek to control all of the groups, those who seek to be out of the fighting box, controlling all sides. It has long been said that if you want to win a war, all you have to do is support both sides. So no matter who wins, you are with the winner. You are on the winning side. I grew up in a very diverse world. I was always on stage. I was always an athlete. I grew up and was friends with people that spoke different than me, that looked different than me, that believed different than me, that loved different than me. And I never thought that it was anything strange. I always thought that there is diversity in the world, and I always loved and appreciated it. I loved learning about different perspectives, about different cultures, about different belief systems. I felt that we could positively enrich each other by getting to know each other better. And so for me, the idea of excluding someone or hating someone or thinking that someone is worth less than me because they're different, it's always been ludicrous. It is ludicrous to this day. I think we're here in this experience to fully internalize that. Also, we have to realize that this force, this evil force that has been dividing us on purpose, is playing its ultimate game. It is making its ultimate move. And the ultimate move was not one side or the other side. The ultimate move was always to get rid of us altogether, to get rid of humanity altogether. And so in the recent months and years, we've seen extreme polarization, especially around the topics of gender, transgenderism, of same-sex marriages, of all these things, as if anyone has a right to tell anyone else how to live. At the same time, these agendas are being pushed on the backs of people who have legitimately been fighting for the right to live as they see fit. And we have legitimately been supporting those people because just like they have the freedom and the right to live the way they see fit. But now, the fight has come to the natural family, to the family, the union between a man and a woman. And that union, that family, that most natural, sacred family, is something sacred. It is something unique because it is the only way a species can survive. As a matter of fact, all cultures that came before us, all tribes, every wisdom was built around that. The first task of every clan, every tribe, every culture was to keep its species going, was to survive. And so in that, the selection and how men and women treated each other, how they chose partners, all of it was always aimed to keeping the species going in a healthy way, and keep it going so that there wouldn't be a threat to the survival. People used to pay attention to whether their partners were sick or not. And if they had illnesses, they wouldn't procreate until those illnesses were healed. They were paying attention to putting together people that would produce healthy offspring. Today, this sounds like something bad to say, but it is actually so important that we come back to these values and that we must be able to protect and celebrate the natural family without saying that other unions and other relationships are not okay. They are. It is wonderful. Everybody has the right to live the way they see fit. But the fight has come to a place where this movement, which now is really culminating in the extreme transgender woke agenda, has nothing to do anymore with the actual subject. It is to move us into a transhumanist. No more genders, no more natural procreation, and very soon no more biological natural bodies. That is the agenda. That's what they want. And this is why this whole thing is being fought. This is why this spiritual war is being fought. And if we could realize this, if we could come together from all walks of life and realize that the fight is against everyone, it's not against particular groups. It's not against particular ethnicities or sexualities. It's against all of us and everything that makes us natural and human. So in that, we need to come to the realization that we need to come together and we need to form communities and find unity, find common ground. We need to bring people together and realize that we have one common enemy. That enemy is much smaller. It's actually much less powerful, but they appear all powerful because of our division. If we could realize this, if we could realize that their end goal is the end of us, literally the end of us, then we could come together and stand strong, and it would be over today. It would be over in a second, because no more power goes to these insane, dark, and psychopathic ideas that are being implanted into our youth. Friends, there are two genders in the biological realm. It doesn't mean that there aren't anomalies. It doesn't mean that people aren't born with both spirits. All cultures knew this. All tribes, all clans, they all knew this. They all had this. And people were actually celebrated as something special, having both sides so equally represented. But it doesn't change the fact that ultimately there are two genders. There are men and there are women. And a man and a woman coming together in holy matrimony. I don't even mean this in a religious way. In the most natural way, in the union of a natural marriage, is the only way how we can keep the species going. No. Lab creation is not the same. It's not the same. It can't be, or that would be the natural way. Love, mutual respect, and a co-creative process. That is the natural way. And I believe even if you love differently, you can appreciate and support that. Why not? Why can't we support each other? Why can't we accept and respect each other without having to take anything away from each other? Why is that so hard? I don't see it. I simply don't see it. So I want to respectfully and with my full heart ask all of you to seek to build bridges amongst each other. Enough with the division constantly. Enough with the violence. It doesn't serve anyone. We need to bring union to the people again. We need to bring all of us together. That's the key. As I said, this is how this whole thing is over. And if you realize this, if you can internalize this, you're already part of the solution rather than being part of the problem. I hope this brings clarity, and I hope it inspires you to go out and say, you know what? I will try to love unconditionally more. I will try to understand unconditionally more. And I will try to bring people together unconditionally more. Inspired Tribe, thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. We appreciate you, and we'll be back with you again very, very soon. We're more dedicated than ever to provide authentic, truthful, and uncensored information and inspiration. That's why we created the Inspired community on the free speech platform Locals. There's no censorship, a free flow of information, and it's more personal and intimate. And you can join us as a free member or a paid supporter. Please visit inspired.locals.com and join us today.